Alright, welcome back. As I was saying, the Jade Valley, where we're starting off, is part of the Phoenix Republic, and we are on the Isle of Elysium, right next to Port Phoenix. We're going to be starting here on the Welcome Quest, which allows us to join a bunch of people going to different player-owned towns, and the host here is Cunning Stranger. Duke Gregor is actually going to be running us through the different towns, but this is our starting point. Again, if you're just tuning in now, you can donate by jumping onto extralife.org/participant/browncoatjason, and all the donations do go to the Dell Children's Medical Center down in Austin. As well, anybody who donates today will be eligible to win prizes. I've actually given out a few already today, and we have more coming up, so tune in. So within the Jade Dragons, the guild that operates Jade Valley, they have a number of different player types: crafters, adventurers, people that do PvP, and they say that they just had an amazing feat that the guild was able to pull off just the last week. Their guild member Warsage was in the famous Gridiron PvP event and was able to beat everyone. I'm not very good at player versus player events myself, but it is a lot of fun to watch, and it does take a lot of talent to be competitive. But he was able to take the win for the first time, and Cunning Stranger took second. So congratulations to the Jade Dragons for showing PvP. Warsage is going to be planning a new PvP event, group player versus player, so that will be coming up soon. So pay attention to the forums and their website for that. Just take a look around the Jade Valley. See, we're standing underneath the one of the dragon statues. And we have Titan statues off to either side here. There's a protection orb or a moon tower. And we're going to go take a look. We're right now in front of the guild house, but they're going to give us a quick tour of the town. They do have some nice decorations in here. There's a bar set up and a number of tables, a hearth. There's a public crafting area upstairs where the guild works on crafting. And as you saw me trying to do earlier, that's not something you can just jump into and be an excellent success at. It does take a lot of work. Get a skill up and then learn all your recipes. I'm assuming down the road we'll be able to teach other players recipes, and you can always do some experimentation if you want to learn those at the moment. You did just note that the town is still under construction, but it's coming along very well. Alright, and I believe we're going to be taking a tour a little bit more within this town, and there's another town we're going to be hitting as well. Yeah, you can see the dragon right outside the door. There's some smaller versions of the dragon sitting out here. We'll go around the front and take a look at the dragon. There's another piano over in the corner if we wanted to sit down and play. We also see on the counter here is a Avatar's radio. So double clicking on that would actually allow you to listen to Avatar's radio station. We also have larger console versions of that, which we will be giving away at the end of the day. 4 of those. Let's see how big the dragon is. Its tail curves all the way back around here. But it is definitely a sight. And frankly, it doesn't do justice to the actual dragon that it's based off of. I might run over there and see if we can get into the random encounter that it's in. But that dragon is massive and deadly. These statues are available in the add-on store. There's 3 different sizes for different size lots that it can be placed on. But it's a definite work of art that can be shown in your town. You can also see here that there was a gust ball. Those are actually created specifically for a player-made event. We're actually going to be attending Gust Ball here in a little bit. But the developers liked the idea of the player game so much, they were actually using players as stand-ins for the ball, that they created a Gust Ball element so that we could have something that we actually push around. Banners were introduced a couple releases back as battle banners. Can toggle them between this version, which is the Lord British sign, and the Obsidian sign, I believe, is the opposite of that. So we're going to be moving over to the next town. In between player-owned towns, players that create those can determine what the links are going to be, and Phoenix Republic actually has links between all of their different player towns. So instead of having to go out to the world map, you can actually travel within the Republic without leaving the interconnected towns. So we're going to be visiting Sparrow Fall, but we're going to go to the Port Phoenix docks to do that. So we'll follow here, and there is a wagon that will teleport us over to the Port Phoenix area. Click on that, it says travel to Port Phoenix, so we'll do that. And I believe the developers will determine what the point is of transportation. You could probably request a different insignia if you wanted, but it could be a sewer grate if you're going underground. If you're going overland, it's usually one of these wagons. It could be a boat if you're going to be traveling between 2 different areas separated by water, or just about anything else you could imagine if you just want to walk through a door or a tunnel. It can also get you to where you want to go. Yeah, I'm getting a network warning again, so hopefully that's not going to crash us like we were doing this morning. I am seeing that we have more viewers on Twitch than we had before, so hopefully that's acting better for you guys. If for some reason it's really laggy or you're getting lots of cut in and out, I'm going to be uploading these to YouTube directly after, so you're not going to lose anything there. But hopefully you can tune in and at least hear what I'm saying so that we can keep awarding prizes and make sure that everything's going well. Kazan just mentioned that this release, Port Phoenix changed over from a static town to a dynamic town. When towns were originally released, they were all built by the developers. Everything had to be placed properly. And since then, They've made a dynamic town structure that allows the player owner to actually come in and place lots anywhere they want, place objects as decorations. So they've switched over to that scene now, and now you can see they have a garden with the Titan of Love in here. So as you can see, we're on Main Street, Port Phoenix. The Capitol building of the Republic is here. We're near the docks. You can see that there's a couple player houses here, including one that's a ship. We have the low row houses lot here, and we're going to come out here and take one of the ships over to Sparrowfall. You can see when you mouse over, it actually has the text to travel. So now that we're in Sparrowfall, you can see it's got its own structure. It's also on the water. Sparrowfall is part of the Phoenix Republic, as we mentioned. It's owned by Doc Farnsworth. And you can always tell who owns a town. It will be shown as the governed by up in the top. So each town can be owned by a different member or a different guild. The Republic is really just a collection of people with the same goal. Kazan says that Sparrowfall is a quirky place. Boats here on the dock are here for a specific reason. Sparrowfall acts as a customs checkpoint for all goods coming into the Phoenix Republic. So, bring things in, and it has to pass through here in order to get anywhere else into the other player-owned towns. So, it's very small for a very specific reason. This is the custom and trade area for the Republic. These different player-owned town biomes that they've created are very unique. So this one has lots of docks and a bridge. We were earlier in a cold mountain area, but they also have desert, which is Vengeance. We'll be visiting Vengeance later. That's a desert theme. They have temperate forests, and they have a couple others, island templates and swamp areas. And then the new one for this release is a underground biome, and we'll actually be going to Neath later on for that. But the underground allows you to do the same sort of housing that you do here. It's just you're underneath rock, so you're kind of limited in how tall you can make things. Kazin says if you're looking for a good place to laugh or tell a joke, fish, or just drink, this is a great place to come. Some people might be familiar with the Battle of Sparrow Bay, which is the battle that happened prior to the founding of Port Phoenix. During that war, it was Sparrowfall and Jade Valley who sent supplies, and Sparrowfall was used as a staging ground to take back the port. That battle and all of the allies eventually came together to found the Phoenix Republic. Mortoi is a place owned by Ravicus Demodred. He actually has an underground town connected to Point Phoenix, and it's a Licks lair. There's tunnels from ruins older than any of the other cities that were found below there. It's supposed to span underneath every town on the island, and you'll eventually be able to see it. Since it's part of the underground biome, it is a habitable structure, so if you want to live underground, you can head down there and find a place to live. Kazin says they actually celebrated their inaugural Halloween party down in Demodred's lair. See, there's quite a bit that goes on in various places here in the game, even though it's still in pre-alpha. Not sure why that doesn't want to stay where I put it. Alright. Kazin says that there's connections between each of the towns. All of the towns and guilds in the Republic are connected, but not every town connects to all of the other towns. Sparrowfall here is the only place that connects to the snowy mountain of Silverhold, which is the highest mountain in Elysium. But by going through each of the towns, you should be able to make your way throughout the Empire and eventually back to Port Phoenix, since that's the capital. Alright, so next they're going to take us to Phoenix Fields. They call that the breadbasket of the Phoenix Republic. these Viking-style ships here. I've actually got one of those as well, as part of the player-owned ships that you'll be able to navigate eventually. It's part of the stretch goals right now, but you can purchase one and use it as decoration until that's met. You can also see out beyond all the trees, and then each of the row house lots are set up here. Going over that bridge we saw earlier, and there's different carts to go to different areas of other towns. And this takes us to Phoenix Fields. There are loading scenes like this in between each of the areas. That's not something that's going to change. There will still be a loading screen in between each. However, almost none of the scenes have been fully optimized yet, so the loading times will get lower and lower as they go through and optimize things and make it less memory intensive. So the loading times you see right now are not what they will be in final game. So as was mentioned, there's a different owner here. Phoenix Field has Governor Kerr. Kind of look around while we're here. Came in on that cart. But there are a number of different buildings around, and one of the wishing wells out in the middle of the town. Phoenix Fields is, Kaysen says, the heart and soul of the people of the Republic. He says it has an interesting story to tell. It was originally the second town next to Port Phoenix, and was founded by a man named Seven. Originally bought the town, he upgraded it a couple of times. Everything seemed to be going well. But he had financial difficulties and was forced to sell his account. So, Royal Founder account. So the Royal Founder is someone who pledged during the Kickstarter, and then Founders are people who pledged from the end of the Kickstarter or were gifted Founder status up until the end of 2013, I believe, when that was cut off, and everybody since then is considered a benefactor. So another member of the Phoenix family stepped up to take over that account. It says he did indeed buy the account, helped him pay it immediately to help his financial crisis. And he could have stopped there, but of course, being the Phoenix Republic, they didn't. took over the town so that he could keep it safe, and then he gave that Royal Founder pledge back to Seven, and he upgraded the account for him. So while he dealt with all of his life issues, he would still have the town that could be overlooked for him. An amazing tale if only it stopped there, but of course it still didn't. So Kerr, who had actually taken over the town for Seven, had issues of his own. His mom had been sick and work had not been nice to him, so he hadn't been able to play for months. He couldn't build out the town on his own and wasn't sure what he could do with it. So Eclipse Maiden with Rise of Gaming and Alexander John, they both stepped into the game and helped take over. And those two are probably some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. As Amber notes, they're DJs at Amateurs Radio. So they had gone all over Novia. They promoted Port Phoenix and the Jade Valley. They were on the radio, and they have all kinds of things through Rise of Gaming for benefiting charities all over. Kerr gave over stewardship rights to them, and so they could basically make up this town while he wasn't able to be there. And now they're both good stewards and co-owners of the town. And just for the sake of the Republic, able to make sure all the lots were set and the people could come in and use Phoenix Fields. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. So it's really cool to get new blood in like that. They've been Twitch streaming for a long time, but they were instrumental in getting Phoenix off the ground. So yeah, there's a a lot of cool people as part of this group. So not only Kazin, who's in charge of Port Phoenix, but all the people who are administrating the different towns. And then Eclipse, Alex, Doc, Nicholas, Kerr, and Seven. All very cool people. Kazin says that Port Phoenix connects to the Phoenix Fields, Malum and Mordai, Sparrowfall, and Jade Valley. Drowned Mountains and Diamond Fields are coming soon. If anybody out there ever needs a place to make their house, Phoenix Empire or Phoenix Republic is really a great group to go in through that. So, all right. And Gregor's here, and he's going to hand out some welcome torch. Welcome torches are unique. Most of the torches in the game, which you start with, and I have one here, when you equip, are orange flame. But as you can see, the welcome torches are blue. Matches up with some of the underground torches you'll see that designate either exits to special areas or transitions between two different underground layers. They're also used as decorations and puzzles in some places. Decorations especially in like a Lix lair, but the puzzles actually use the blue flame to transfer fire from one to another, so you can work it out as a puzzle. Thank you guys for all joining us on the Welcome Quest. This is done every release. Gregor will actually run you through a few different towns. Sometimes he hands it over to an administrator of that town, like we've done here, so that Kazim can take us through that. But occasionally he'll show us off themselves. But the next thing we're going to do is head back to Owl's Head, and we are going to watch some Gusball. Bambino created Gusball as a sport, probably 8 releases ago, something like that. It's been quite a long time. But it started off with just players in PvP flagged, able to push one of them around, which they called that person the ball, and they were trying to move them from one goal line to the other. So we actually were playing Gusball before there was a ball. Now, the couple releases after that, developers actually created a ball which acts like a pet that you can push around. So there's a set of rules that are used to dictate how that works. And we are going to head over to Owl's Head and watch some Gusball for today. I'm also going to update on the website, in our forums, and on Facebook. The Gusball was originally scheduled to take place in Lockbriar, but we are moving that to Owl's Head. So I want to make sure everybody can catch up with us. Kazin is working on a game called Magic Sweeper that's going to take place during their social hour. So we might check in on that this evening. But we are going to head to Owl's Head and hopefully meet everybody there. Let's see if Bambino is in game yet. Doesn't look like he is. Central during the Port Phoenix social hour. We will be in Hometown to take a look at some of those houses, which we'll actually be doing later on in the evening to do Yo Hometown Cribs. but we will be playing Magic Sweeper with Kazan and the rest of the Phoenix guys. So let's see. Doesn't look like Laz is there yet either. Well, let's head out and see if maybe we can find where we're going. Zone over to him. And looks like he's in. Well, we can do that. And we'll see some Gust Ball. Alright. Gust Ball is kind of an interesting experiment. It's a game played in player versus player mode. There are a set of skills you should really need to learn in order to do it well. Gust is of course the requirement, but Juxtapose, Soul Tap, Healing Touch, Mind Lock, Mind Wipe, Dash, Sprint, Tabula Rasa, and Blink are all useful skills to learn, spells, to learn so that you can participate well. It is a team sport, so you should have a team of 3 to play. And what you'll really want to do is, if you're interested, go onto the forums and check for the Gust Ball event in each of the releases. There will be a set of rules. You're not supposed to have any weapons. The only spells that can be cast on the ball are Gust and Backdraft. And you can't use harmful spells on other players. You're not supposed to use spells on your teammates except for heal. You may not damage any players, although because auto attack is in the game, that does happen occasionally. You can have more than 3 players on a team, and then you can use substitutions. But it's just something that you should be aware of. Lazarus is going to broadcast this on NBNN as well. So if my stream is not working for you for some reason, don't hesitate to jump on that, nbnn.info, or either of his other pages will probably work as well. Here for just a second. Again, if you are on social media, please follow me on Twitter, follow Extra Life for Kids on Twitter, or follow CMN Hospitals. If you're on Facebook, you can find the Ultima Dragons group or Shroud of the Avatar group, which is how we communicate most of these events with. And if you're on Twitter, please consider following David Watson, the real-life companion Iolo, and he will, if we can get him up to 500 followers, Lord British has said that he will commission a new song from Iolo for Shroud of the Avatar. So, definitely something I'm interested in seeing. You can jump out and support me on this Extra Life event by visiting extra-life.org/participant/browncoatjason. Any amount that you donate will go directly to kids at the Dell Children's Medical Center in Austin, Texas. And anything you donate will enter you to win prizes that I am drawing every 2 hours. Also, if you pledge $25 or more, you'll be entered for prizes that I will be drawing for at the very end of the event. You don't have to worry if you win a low-level prize and then win something higher tier. We will still allow you to win those larger items, and we'll just redraw the lower-level pieces later on. At the very end of the event, we also have 3 grand prizes that we're going to be giving away. The first is a handcrafted mug by Ralix Byrild. This is something that only a few were ever made. It is handcrafted. It bears Lord British's seal on it. Lord British himself has 2 of these. Celine Noctura has one. Rild has a couple, and he gave us one to donate to the winner tonight. So if you pledge the most, you will get your choice of which of these 3 prizes you want, so you could take that mug right away. If otherwise, if you're interested, we also have 2 other prizes. There are from Soda Bricks, Unseen Dragon makes custom Lego minifigures, and he has agreed to work with you to piece together your character as a custom minifig. This includes choosing what they want, what they're wearing, what items they're carrying, and then putting them all together, making sure you're like what you see, and then he will ship out a custom minifigure of your character to you. So that is an awesome prize, not something you can get anywhere else. And then finally, we have a comic from Tortoise and Hare Creations, Indy Martin and XJ Billman created a comic for Shroud of the Avatar called New Beginnings. It's a licensed item. They are going to send a signed copy of that comic, as well as one of the original frames used to create it, to the winner. And if you're interested in comics or art at all, I think that would be an awesome prize for someone to get a hold of. So please donate, and the person who pledges the highest is going to get their pick of any of these, and then we're going to go to second and third, gets their selection as well. So so pledge now. If you can, always jump out to extralife.org and donate what you can, and we will get started with Gus Ball here momentarily. I just got a notification of a pledge. Let's jump out and see how we're sitting right now. I now have $537 out of my $500 goal raised. And we received a donation from Neil Graham. Thank you very much. Let me jot your name down here just so I don't lose it. And see how we're sitting on totals. Alright, right now we have the highest pledge towards one of those three prizes is from Houston Dragon at $50. Second place is $40, and third place is tied at $35. So if you are interested in either of those three prizes, please jump out and donate. It's the maximum number is not high right now, so you can definitely get out there and start sniping. If you want to go back and forth on any of these, you can donate multiple times, and I will add up all of your pledges to determine what the highest pledge is at the end of the day. So. do have a little bit of a gap since we're waiting on the other teams to appear. So I'm going to jump back and play a kind of an introduction to why we're here. Talks about what Extra Life is and how it got started, while I go and get lunch made. So if you could please watch this for just a few minutes, I will be right back, and we will hopefully be ready to start Gus Ball when we're done. Thank you very much.
She was the flyer. She's the one that they would, get and throw into the air.
She was this cute, petite, tiny little girl with just a head full of long, blonde hair. She wasn't afraid of heights. In fact, she wasn't really afraid of anything.
We had noticed she had just gotten weak. I said, "What's the matter with you?" I said, "You're a tumbler. You can tumble and do backflips." It progressed from that to she fainted a couple times. So I took her into the doctor the next day, and they immediately sent us to Texas Children's Hospital.
She was just, from the moment I met her, she was about 11 years old, she just had a sort of magical presence about her, and nothing would keep that girl down.
Victoria was diagnosed at the age of 11 and a half with acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
In today's world, we cure, go away forever, about 80% of children. In 1965, we cured 5% of children. So the improvement is unbelievable. And Victoria actually had a particular subtype of ALL that the cure rate should have even been better than that.
Victoria's treatment was to take 2.5 years, and at the end of 2.5 years of chemo, Victoria was to be finished with her treatment.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to hand this over to Dr. Frickback and see what she has to say.
Well, what's your name again?
My name is Bunny McBunkbunk.
Well, Bunny McBunkbunk, today our breaking story is about a little dog named Arfie.
First time I met Victoria, we were doing a radiothon at a radio station in Houston, Texas. She was very full of energy and was already considered a long-term survivor of leukemia.
At the end of 2.5 years, when Victoria's treatment was over, they performed another spinal tap and a bone marrow test.
Joellen called me and she had just the worst news ever, and that is that Victoria's cancer had returned. Victoria at that time decided she was going to fight and entered the hospital for what would turn out to be an extremely long stay.
Sorry about that, guys. For some reason that video was locking up on me while it was playing, but I got back and people are playing Gust Ball. So I don't know if we've actually started the game yet or if this is just a warm-up match, but you can see they've got the Gust Ball behind the wall. They're trying to get it out, move it around. Drop these off so you can't see them, and then you can use that visible tag right now to remove yourself so you can see through, or else you can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and be in first-person view. I find the first-person view isn't the most obvious choice. Somebody's pulling the walls apart. Obviously, some of these benches are on backwards as well. Kind of see how this is generally played. The ball is placed in the middle of the court, and then using the Gust spell, it's pushed back and forth by the players, and it kind of depends what order people hit it in and which direction they're facing exactly when they move, which direction the ball goes. So it's a lot of fun. If your turn just a little more than you would like to be, it's going to go in a direction you're not expecting. If two people are facing each other directly and gusting at the same time, the ball doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of stays in the middle. So it's strategic use of the different spells, both in Gust and for Chaotic Backdraft, which is the Gust plus Chaos spell to reverse that. People are having fun tearing the arena apart and trying to fix it back together. It must have been a little oversized comparatively. It's a 1 versus 3 competition at the moment, something like that. And that was the thunder sound effect. Of course, it was not coming from the sky. Right now, this is Friday, so obviously someone around here is casting the rain spell. Or I suppose there's an emote for that now too. Wow. All right. We just got a $100 donation. Excellent. Unfortunately, the donation was marked as anonymous, so I can't say who it was on the air. I don't even know, but I will be able to follow up with them if they win to determine what their prize is going to be. Right. Excellent. It's great to see that level of donation here. Thank you very much, guys. Looks like it's a pretty good battle going on down there right now between Gusball and all the dodging. He's going for the goal. Getting close. Oh, there it goes. Excellent. All right. The text is a little delayed when it shows up above the head. You actually need to be watching the text chat. So it looks like they had gone way before the go was fired. Occasionally when they're players get close to each other, you'll see them take a swing at one another. Casting spells. Oh, and a death. Naughty, naughty. They're going to start an exhibition match, so we're going to have 3 versus 3. It's a little smaller court than it was, but it's all put back together now. So we just need to get our teams out there and ready to go. Not sure if Lass is going to be stopping in yet to discuss that in chat with me, or if he's just going to be broadcasting on his end. Either will be fine, I'm sure. Laz is a much better announcer than I am, so if you want the play-by-play, I would suggest jumping into his channel. You can find him on nbnn.info or in Radio Free Britannia. Either one of those will get you to where you want to go. We just want to make sure that we have enough time to get to the shape of things to come. That's the next event. Gussball is a lot of fun to watch. If you ever get a chance to come in and see it live, it's a lot smoother than it is in the stream. But I will try to announce it as well as I can. They're going to try for a 2 versus 2 event. And basically what they'll do is 2 players will try to get the ball across into the other net. That means that you should really have one person set up as the forward, and some person on the back as a type of a goalie to protect the goal. You're going to see a couple of different things here. So looks like it's going to be Bambino and Zenny against Seamus and Xavier. So looks like Bambino's going to go. He's fighting it hard. Got pushed out. Still going though. So 1-0, and Bambino is the founder of this event, so he is going to be a tough competitor. So that was a practice run. They're going to start. You can see how fast that went in the chat compared to the text that appears above your head. That's 1-0, and Bambino is showing that he still is an expert at this game. Turn up the ambient music so you guys have something else to listen to. center, and they'll take off one more time. before we head out, I do want to do a couple more prizes. Well, one more prize and a quick commercial break, and then we will head over to Neath to join in on the shape of things to come. Alright, so the next thing we're going to give away is a pint glass emblazoned with the Lord British emblem, and this is from Relics by Rild. If you want to get your own, you can head out and purchase those at relicsbyrild.com, but we're going to give out a pair of these right now. Get a random number between, let's see, 1 and 23. Alright, and the winner of that is Eric Lust. So thank you, Eric, for your donation, and I will get that information to Rild for you to get the Lord British pint glass. Alright, the other thing I'm going to do is play a quick video for you, and then we will continue on with our journey out to Neath. Thank you very much, guys.
Just like all moms, I'm always concerned about my children's well-being. But sometimes they get sick, sometimes they get hurt. That's why I'm so grateful we have children's hospitals, because when any child needs a miracle, they'll do everything in their power to make one happen. With our support, please join me in giving sick and injured children every chance to get better. Put your money where the miracles are. Give to your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Alright, thank you guys. Congratulations on that prize, and let's head over to Neath. I'm going to actually stop the broadcast right now, and I will restart it once I get there, and then we can continue on. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you shortly.